Hello and welcome to Brimwood Farm. Now if you saw the videos a couple of weeks ago, you'll know that I took some cuttings from some willow. So I want to catch you up with those willow cuttings, and we also need to discuss pheasant chicks. So a few weeks ago I was up at the farm and we've started a new project, as you'll have seen on the video, which is to grow this living willow dome. And I planted some of the willow in situ, and I took some cuttings to bring back here because you do need water for cuttings to get going, and because we're not up at the farm I can't regularly water. So I thought, although I plunge some of those stems into the ground and see if they take, the best way is to bring them home, look after them, grow them into mini plants and then take them. So I wanted to catch you up with the progress. Now growing willow is super easy. If you've got a willow to harvest, you can just go and take some cuttings, plunge them into water, and you will soon get roots. Of course, you've got to have that willow in the first place, so please, if you are taking cuttings, make sure you have the authority to take them. Just don't go cutting willow branches of anything in parks and things. We are lucky enough that we have that huge goat willow on our property, so that I can just take cuttings. And also one of you guys, which I'm really thankful for, actually recommended growing a load of cuttings for living willow and selling them online, which is actually a super good idea because I've got an endless supply of the stuff, and actually it seems to be selling quite well online. So why not add to the mix and sell some of my own as well to add to the funds coming in for the farm. But let's get on with the willow so I can show you. So I've brought it outside here, and you can instantly see some nice fresh shoots. So this is obviously a telltale sign that your willow stems are taking. And what will happen initially is you'll get all of this. So this is the greenery that was on the willow in the first place, and it obviously died because there's no roots, there's no watering system, there's no feeding system for these plants when you first take a cutting. But as you can see, as I said, it's really starting to take off now, and you're getting all of these lovely leaves. Now my willow shoots are, if you pull one out, maybe 30 centimeters long, and actually, as you can see there, look at that, that's fantastic root growth. So they're getting to the point now where I need to start potting them up. So if we go down, I will actually show you, they were in nothing but water. So I didn't put them into compost or anything, I literally just plunged them all into water, and you can see that this plant is so adept at growing in wet conditions, because even though this is under the waterline, it's still growing little shoots as well. If this was near a pond, for example, there'd be an ebb and flow of water through the year. So in the rainy season, the water would fill up and cover the branches, and then in the summer it would go down and they expose the shoots so they could grow. So it's really adept at growing. So these have done excellently. You can see all of this root growth. So what I'll do is, you can see some haven't got root growth yet. So the ones that haven't got root growth, as long as they've got prosperous and good leaves like this on them, I will leave them in the water until they root. The ones that are starting to get roots, they're going to soon get to the point where they do need some extra nutrients. They can't survive solely on water. So it'll be time to take these out and put them into some actual, no peat potting mix, grow them on in pots, and then get lovely little established plants. But I'm really happy with how that's kind of worked. And it is so simple. Just take the cuttings, throw them in water. I mean, I defy anybody not to be able to grow willow, because I really haven't done much. It's been in this vase on a sunny windowsill, and it's thrived. So now that that's good, well, I'm going to go and put these on, but let's talk about these pheasant chicks. So we're here in the kitchen, and this is where I've got the pheasant chicks brooding. And we put on all of those eggs, and unfortunately the silver pheasants weren't fertile, but all 5 of the Reeves pheasants were. The one that was cracked actually made it about halfway through, and then bacteria obviously got into the embryo and killed it. But we had 4 successful hatches, and they're down here in this brooder. And I'm going to open this lid. And here they are. Now, the one thing you really need to know about pheasants, or any kind of game birds if you're rearing them, is they are not like chicks. Chicken chicks, that is. They will not sit in your hand and be cute and fluffy and chilled out. Nor are they like quail chicks. Quail chicks often, you know, they drop dead very quickly as soon as they have hatched, but they are pretty calm as well. Pheasant chicks, not so calm. Now I'm just going to turn the light off, because the light's actually not giving them a lot of heat, and my camera will adjust better once this light is off. There we go. Here you go. So we've got 4. There's a slightly smaller one. That one in the mid, just here, is slightly smaller. But you can see if I put my, oh, see, we've lost one already. She's jumped out. So they're really not friendly. And you need to be really aware of that when you're growing up little game birds, because they're going to be very nervous to start with. Now they will get better. They will get tamer. As they grow and they become more accustomed to their surroundings, they will become a lot better. And with me, you know, we've had the older Reeves chicks, which these are. What are you doing? Can you come out there? Or are you just going to sit there? Come on. As they get older and they become a bit tamer, they do get better. But at this stage, they are completely crazy little things. So I'm just going to retrieve that other chick. She's just, I say she, I have no idea. Oh, I might have to do that off camera because she's going to go mad. She's just sat back there for now. But yeah, so they're not as tame, but they're doing really well. I'm really happy with their progress.
What are you doing? Why are you acting about in my kitchen? Huh? Are you having an adventure? I wouldn't have too much of an adventure because look. There's a dog. Not that she'll eat you, but she might scare you. You gonna come back? Oh, where are you going? Oh.
You're a very pretty little thing. Should we go back? Let's not scare any of your mates. There we go. And this is what they're going to turn into, this pheasant that's hiding. Are you going to show yourself? Are you going to show yourself? And I find it really interesting raising poultry and pheasant things because you can really tell the differences between domesticated species like chickens, where their natural instinct just to flee has kind of disappeared, compared with game birds like these pheasants, who aren't, you know, they aren't really domesticated. We might keep them as pets and things, but they're not on a domesticated level, and they still have that instinct to flee, to hide and to run. And I think that's a really interesting kind of, I studied behavioural ecology and animal behaviour at university as part of my studies, and I feel that's really interesting. And also, if you know an animal's behaviour, when you come to keeping it, you could actually develop a better bond, a better habitat, better living conditions and things for it as well. So this little guy is Dad, and hopefully some of those girls will be hens, because we have another boy that we can pair him up with. So hopefully, in an ideal world, all 4 of those would be hens. We give 2 hens to our other boy, and then we could give 2 hens to another Reeves pheasant male that I have at work that's in desperate need of some new hens too. So that's the state of things here at Brimwood Farm, and I'm really excited to help root that willow and get that willow dome going. We won't actually be planting those small plants into the farm until this autumn, because we want to be sure that they'll get enough moisture to root properly into the ground, rather than just take a load of small plants up there, pop them in and then have them die. And then also, let's keep our fingers crossed for lots of hens from those pheasants. Even if they're boys, I don't mind, but it's the start of our ornamental pheasantry. I need to go and get those cuttings put into some decent compost, and then it's a lovely evening here, so it's time to muck up the chickens and go egg collecting for the second time today.